It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this early Monday morning to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, each weekday morning, 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, a show for business owners, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional communities. So I invite you to please tune in, take a break from all the negative talk that we hear too much on our airways with a show that is right with Tampa Bay about what's going on in the community. And as always, I invite you to go over to my website, tampabayradio.com. Over there, you can catch all the past shows on demand and also review our extensive guest network of prior guests, as well as our show sponsors as well. And also, if you're interested in making an appearance on the show, I'm always looking for content for the show. So if you're out there and you got an idea or maybe involved in some, or maybe just got a great story to share with the community, I'd love to hear from you. So just click on the contact form on tampabayradio.com and let me know what it is that you're doing, and we'll talk about getting you on a show, on an upcoming show coming up. Great show for you planned today. I got a full house in here today, so let's waste no time. I'm going to go and bring on my first guest for the show. Erica Drake is the founder and CEO of Maverick Entrepreneurs, a revolutionary entrepreneurial, educational, and cloud-based funding platform. She is a veteran entrepreneur, business coach, and author of the highly acclaimed textbook, The Maverick Guide to Raising Capital. Erica, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So first of all, for the audience, tell us about what Maverick Entrepreneurs is.
What we do is we train entrepreneurs how to raise capital, and then we introduce them to our network of investors and basically help them close the funding that they need. What we've done is we've developed a three-step, three-option solution, and what that is we work with entrepreneurs all over the United States with local training seminars. And then when they get to the point where they are ready to start raising capital, what we do is we get them through our boot camp. And our boot camp is a 3-day boot camp. On the last day, you're actually practice pitching investors, just like you see on the reality TV shows. And then from that point, you're doing your homework, getting ready to upload all your information to what we call our Capital Bridge. Our Capital Bridge is our multi-million-dollar platform. Think of it like it's an online dating service. The entrepreneur uploads all of their investment documentation. The investor has a profile, and basically they date, and when they want to do a deal, we help them get that deal closed.
Okay, so you're a lifelong entrepreneur. What is your other businesses that have led you to the Maverick Entrepreneurs? What are some of the other things that you've done?
My first company was called Cruise Vacations International. I was a vice president of sales and marketing in a cruise industry. Came up with the idea of developing the first direct sales company for the travel industry. Had absolutely no idea how to raise capital. Took my idea to some of the cruise line presidents. They said, great idea, Erica, but you got to raise a couple of $1 million to do that. So, of course, that was a challenge to me. I quit the job, went to New York, and figured I'd just cold call Wall Street. Proceeded to make every mistake known to mankind. But fortunately for me, my uncle is the owner of one of the Wall Street's largest law firms, and I was staying with him. So every day when I came back with my tail between my legs after getting beat up by the investment community, he would teach me how to do it correctly. And so after about 6 months, I was able to raise my first $2 million, got my company up and going, and sold it 3 years later, waited out my non-compete. And during that time, I started helping other entrepreneurs write business plans to raise capital. Then started my second company that evolved into my third company. Sold my third company in 2006 and had pretty much been to the top of the travel industry and realized that my real passion was working with entrepreneurs. I love the passion of entrepreneurs, and I totally empathize with their plight in raising capital because, you know, I affectionately call them my battle scars, but it's all the things that I did wrong that actually make me qualified to help entrepreneurs.
How is the market out there for investors and the entrepreneurs? I mean, how's the capital market out there for $1 million, $5 million, $10 million type of investments?
Well, the bigger money actually is easier to raise than the smaller money, and that's just because
Yeah, you're talking to me about that. You used an analogy about driving across the country in a car and you not asking for enough money. Share that for the audience.
Sure. When entrepreneurs come to me, typically they're saying, I need 100,000, 200,000, 25,000. When really, if you did their financials and took them where that they want to go with their product, they probably might need $1, $2, $3, $4 million. Now, I give them the analogy: if I asked you to drive a car from here to California, and I only gave you enough gas money to get to New Orleans, when you run out of gas, is it your fault or mine? Mm-hmm. And everyone always hums and haws and says, "Well, it's kind of my fault. It's kind of your fault." Well, now turn that around. If you told me you could drive the car from Florida to California with only enough gas money to get you to New Orleans, whose fault is it?
And you're saying it's easier for people to get larger amounts of money than the smaller amounts of money.
The number one reason entrepreneurs fail is that they're undercapitalized. And you have to remember that people with a lot of money, if they have a staff or a team that's working for them, they're working off of commission. Mm-hmm. So if you're getting 5% of $5 million or 5% of $50,000, and it's the same amount of work to do both deals, you figure out which deal you want to do.
Yeah. And you've brought a few of your graduates from your Maverick Entrepreneurs class, and people can learn more about this at the website, maverickentrepreneurs.com. But let's share some of their stories with us. So go ahead and take the mic there and tell me about each of the people with us.
What I'd like to do is introduce you to 3 of our graduates. And these entrepreneurs have taken our boot camp. We have 30 of them in the local area, of which in the last 4 months, we have 6 that already have term sheets and raise capital already.
For the audience, tell them what a term sheet is.
A term sheet is a blueprint of the deal. So it's an outline of the investor saying, I will give you X amount of capital for whatever the terms are of the deal.
Okay.
And committing to it. A deal's not done till the money transfers. So after that, the attorneys need to get involved and get everything worked out, and that's when the money goes through.
Okay.
Steve, why don't you tell them about your company?
Okay, thank you, Erica. Report 24/7 is simply the easiest way for a business to introduce video into their social media and onto their websites. We're a business-to-business software platform, and along with our apps, which, by the way, are available in both Spanish and English, we make it simple for anyone to create videos right off of their smartphone, and that's really the secret, is making it easy and convenient. And then the businesses collect, manage, and share those videos directly from their management page on Report 24/7. Ultimately, what we provide is a tool for businesses to focus on brand development, customer retention, and revenue generation.
And how did Maverick help you get funding? Then tell me about how this all came together.
Well, basically, we're in a pre-funding. We're one of the newest companies to go through Maverick. But the reasons that we chose to work with Erica and Maverick, very simply, is that we do have an active private offering out in the market at this particular time. And Erica presented a fantastic resume along with a proven track record of helping businesses, which was critical for us. So she is very much in the forefront of helping everyone that goes through her program with presenting an effective and focused business plan, and then with the network of investors that she's created, she puts us in front of really strong, qualified investors.
Okay. Do you have a website for your product or anything?
We do. It's Rapport, Rapport, 247.com.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and introduce our next entrepreneur.
We have Alan Petzel.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Alan Petzel, and I am the founder of ECC, Evolving Coal Corp. We are now an Indonesian coal mining company targeting the smaller coal mines near the water's edge. Since Indonesia is the world's #1 coal producer, our unique business model, which Erica helped with, turns these minor league coal mines into major league profits. We've developed the small coal mines and the larger, the big boys, companies that do not want there are 3 main reasons why. Coal is found very close to the surface, so we really are excavating or farming, if you will, and this eliminates the export taxes and the liabilities. These smaller coal mines are mainly close to the water's edge and near our shipping ports. Therefore, ECC reduces our transportation cost and, most importantly, the time frame. By doing this magic sauce, if you will, this creates a weekly cash flow for our company and, of course, for our investors, which they're delighted. Also, now Indonesia is poised to be the 7th richest world economy, thereby surpassing England and Germany. A lot of people don't know that. Mm-hmm. ECC is now raising $32 million to secure the mining rights and buy heavy equipment and start these mining operations. Our financial projections are conservative, which shows in years 3 and 5 an EBITDA of $43 million and $177 million, respectively, with a cumulative cash flow in the first 5 years well over $400 million.
And you came into her class thinking that you only needed $1 million in capital, right? And tell them what you ended up needing, actually.
$32 million. So we worked our way up there.
But you said the money is much easier to obtain at the higher levels, though, too, right?
That during this course, while we were learning, then we come to find out that people $5 million and up is a lot easier to get that money, and that's how we get it.
Well, got to take a quick break, but we got one more entrepreneur in here to give his pitch and tell us a little bit about what he's doing. Real quick, did you have a website for your product or service?
Yes, it's called coalforsale.com. And then 4, that's number 4, coalforsale.com.
Okay, I always like to put that out there for people that are interested in learning more about what people in the community that are doing, and of course put that up on the show recap as well. But coming back from the break, we'll be talking just a little bit more with Erica Drake. She's the founder and CEO of Maverick Entrepreneurs. Learn more about them at maverickentrepreneurs.com. And you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center. Southbound 49th Street, very slow approaching 87th Avenue North due to a crash. Also a Walsingham and Ridge Road crash there. Southbound and eastbound Memorial Highway out of Town and Country between Hillsborough and Kelly. That is very slow. And southbound Veterans Expressway and Memorial Highway into 275, very slow as well. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham Son and Eudora Hillsborough Traffic. Tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor.
Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Today, scattered storms, then a 50% afternoon rain chance with a high 89. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Tomorrow, a 40% chance of rain, high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. And learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Currently talking with Erica Drake, founder and CEO of Maverick Entrepreneurs. She teaches entrepreneurs how to raise capital the proper way. And you can learn more about her and her course over at MaverickEntrepreneurs.com. And Erica, let's go ahead and introduce the other entrepreneur and hear his new pitch.
Okay, I have Antonio Vaughn here. Antonio, why don't you tell him about your company?
Thank you, Erica. Good morning, everyone. I am the founder of Savvy Shoppers. We are an instructional video publishing company targeting uninformed, busy shoppers that frequently don't have time to do their bargain shopping homework. Most uninformed shoppers waste an enormous amount of time and money. Our business model quickly turns these uninformed shoppers into informed bargain shoppers, and here is the reason why. Our bargain fanatics share their shopping secrets and homework with uninformed shoppers in a short video and bring much needed clarity, priority, ease, and perspective to uninformed shoppers who don't have time to research bargains. Savvy Shoppers is raising $5 million to bring on the team, finish the technology, and bring it to market. Our financials show projections in year 3 and 5 EBITDA of $27 million, $51 million, with a cumulative cash flow over 5 years of $125 million. We already have groups of moms drooling over our service and eager to use and promote us locally. If you'd like to learn more about Savvy Shoppers, please feel free to contact me through Erica.
Where did you get the idea for your product there or service?
Great question. I was working with a lady who was really struggling with her homework, and I wanted to recommend her to a friend of mine who's a lot like her. He's very savvy, very able to figure out what the bargains are, but she didn't really trust my friend. So I thought, hey, what if I started a business where people can copy each other and share their homework and get paid for it?
Interesting stuff. All right, let's bring back on Eric and everything. Tell me about, these are all people in the Tampa Bay community, and I think Tampa Bay is just a haven for entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial spirit. Tell me what you're seeing out there. I mean, is it really as creative a space as what I think it is?
Oh, it's amazing. I say that, you can find just as many brilliant people here in Tampa Bay as you can out in Silicon Valley. Everyone thinks that Silicon Valley has a monopoly on brilliant ideas. Just taking a very small slice of the pie, I'm totally amazed with the entrepreneurial ideas, the strength of character with these entrepreneurs, and I love working with them. Their passion is contagious, and they're willing to do what's necessary to get the deal done.
So when it's time to come to you, they need to have already an idea, a product, or a service, and your job is to teach them how to raise capital for their product, correct?
Well, we teach them how to raise capital, but before they can raise capital, they have to have a strong business model. So I like to think of myself as a business architect. We help them really fortify that business model, and we do that by showing them, how to properly write a business plan, how to do the financial projections, how to bring it to market with their proof of concept. And, I've worked with entrepreneurs at every stage of development, not just startups. And every single time, what you need to do is be totally prepared before you go out and start pitching investors.
Right. Yeah, you talked about like on Shark Tank and stuff and the misconceptions that we see around Shark Tanks and stuff. And you're familiar with the show. Like,
yes,
so tell me a little about that.
Shark Tank, actually, one of my business partners is Kevin Harrington. He was one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. Mm-hmm. And, I watch the show all the time, but it's actually very painful for me because I see entrepreneurs making critical mistakes. Number one, they don't ask for enough money right up front.
I've always thought that, too. It's like they come in with low requests, and I've just thought that, too. It's interesting that you share that with me.
And the second thing is they don't really know how to justify their valuations, and that's critical. And they actually, make examples of how to do valuations incorrectly. They're out pitching their post-money valuation versus their pre-money valuation, mm-hmm. which if you don't know what that is, come take our class and we'll be happy to explain that. But the reality is that you need to be able to justify your numbers. Yes, you sell them on the product. You get somebody understanding that there's a market for the product or service that you're providing, but you got to sell them on the numbers. Investors are numbers people. They've got to hear sexy numbers. And if you just listen to Antonio and Alan, they told you their EBITDAs at the end of year 3 and 5. Well, when you're looking at saying, okay, I'm going to give somebody $5 million, but at the end of 5 years, there can be a cumulative cash flow of $125 million. If I own 40% of that company, is that a good investment? Yeah, those numbers make sense.
Right.
And that's sexy to an investor.
Now, how did you come to get paired up with Kevin Harrington? I go to Maverick Entrepreneurs,
Actually,
and there he is right there.
I have a network of over 4,000 investors. Between raising money for my own companies, I've been doing this for over 20 years. So over 20 years, I've developed a network of over 4,000 investors. And that includes angel investors, venture capitalists, private equity, hedge funds, debt lenders, you name it.
And you've written a textbook here, the Maverick Battle Guide to Raising Capital. It's got Kevin's face on it, but this is a textbook of material right here. And so obviously, if you've got the endorsement of Kevin Harrington on your book, you must know what you're talking about,
yes,
correct?
It's very extensive. It's 350 pages long, but don't worry, there's lots of pictures. Mm-hmm. It takes you through what we call the 7 steps of the sale, which is that you have to properly plan, prepare, pitch, prospect, present, and persevere to the end to be able to close.
And so in your boot camp trainings, you take people through this textbook?
Yeah, what they do is they get 14 hours of video training, webinar video training, and then they have 2 days of classroom, and then on the third day, they're actually pitching real investors. So by the third day, you have like a mini Shark Tank. We call it our investor combat experience, but they're pitching real investors.
So they can get real honest feedback without really risking any, the live pitch, I guess you could say.
But those investors can fund them. Actually, we have one of our entrepreneurs that has a term sheet already from one of the investors that he pitched. Mm-hmm. Our next boot camp is coming up August 1st through the 3rd. You can go to maverickentrepreneurs.com or you can go to maverickready.com, which is just directly about that boot camp. And we'll be happy to talk to you about your business idea.
And how often do you put these on throughout the year?
Generally about every other month.
Every other month.
And it will be nationwide starting in September.
And then afterwards, you have basically a network of professionals in, and you have I think you said weekly free meetings.
We have weekly free meetings, and any entrepreneur can come. And what we do is we introduce you to our quote unquote family, the people that have gone through the training, as well as new people. And you get to see what it's like to go out and raise capital.
No, people can learn more about that, of course, over at the website maverickentrepreneurs.com. Erica, great talking to you. We'll talk with you a little bit more on the second part of the segment, but second part of the show, coming back from the break, there we're going to be talking with Stuart Pinnock, president of Life Enabling Technologies, here on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Learn well, live well.
The United States of America has a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So if that's the case, why is everyone so ticked off? Saturdays, 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 Wins WHNZ is a new show that will solve all the world's problems. Okay, maybe not, but at least you'll be able to talk about what ticks you off with a host that has seen the best of America but continues to fight corruption and ignorance. Tune in and sound off with Kevin Demers every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. We start off in Pinellas County where eastbound 102nd Avenue, both lanes blocked just east of Seminole Boulevard. Traffic getting by in the shoulder. Also southbound 49th Street at 86th Avenue North, crash there. Over in Hillsborough County, very slow traffic along eastbound side of Memorial Highway from Hillsborough to Kelly, and southbound State Road 60 approaching 275 and the West Shore area, very slow as well. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham, Son in Utica. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
1250 Winds Weather Center forecast. A little cooler today with temperatures in the upper 80s. See a breeze as well, 60% chance of showers and storms, and skies getting cloudy throughout the day. Tonight's lows in the upper 70s. Tomorrow, upper 80s, 40% chance of showers. Impact Radio, 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekdays, 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. And learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also on my site, you'll notice that we do stream all the shows live here in studio. So there is a button on the homepage that says click on or view live stream. So if you click on that, you can watch the live action studio each and every morning. And if you watch that, you'll notice we put things up on the stream that you're not going to obviously see or hear if you're just listening to us on the airwaves. So again, live stream button over at TampaBayRadio.com, and you can catch all the show replays over on my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/Jamie Maloney. You're just tuning in. We're on the first part of the show talking with Erica Drake. She is the CEO and founder of Maverick Entrepreneurs. Learn more about her and her company over at maverickentrepreneurs.com. Time to bring in my next guest for the show. Stuart Pinnock is the president of Life Enabling Technologies, a company formed to enable disabled individuals to gain more freedom and independence by improving wheelchairs and other products designed to assist their disability. The company has recently secured funding for 2 wheelchair accessories, a retractable tray table, and a remote-controlled backpack that moves from back to front at the push of a button. Stuart, welcome to the show today.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
So, first of all, tell me a little bit more about your company, the Life Enabling Technologies, and what they do and what you do.
Life Enabling Technologies has secured 2 patents out of USF for the wheelchair accessories that you discussed. It's a startup. It was just formed January 1st of this year. You're looking at the marketing team, the accounting team, the sales team.
You're a true entrepreneur.
I am the team.
Absolutely. So, and I was surprised. I mean, the retractable tray table, and people can think of what, if you're sitting in an airplane and the
on
tray
the bulkhead
table,
row,
and you come in here and you show this to me. I said, surely this has been done before, but it had not. Tell me about this.
That's exactly my thought. It took me months to wrap my head around the fact that this wasn't already out there and that this wasn't just some fancy gadget.
Mm-hmm.
I actually spoke to a good friend who's here with me, Arizona Jenkins, and I brought him in to see the products. And he said, I need both of those.
Mhm.
And my first question to him was, you're telling me these don't exist?
Right.
He says, no, they don't. I need these.
Right.
And it's all about independence and enabling people in wheelchairs to have the same activities, to be able to live the same daily lives that we who are fully able are able to live.
Right. And what's and do you have another device, the backpack? So, and tell me about this.
The backpack retriever, all it does is move the backpack from the back of the wheelchair to the side of the wheelchair so the person in the chair can access it, which doesn't sound like a big deal. But it became very clear to me, having to retrieve Arizona's cigars all the time, that this was a product that was needed.
Right, you're out with him, and he likes a fine drink and a cigar, and he's always asking you to get the cigar. So
His cigar, his humidor, his lighter,
so you put your brain
his
to work
ashtray.
there, and he said, "All right, I got to figure this out so he can do this for himself." Correct.
Exactly, and it's not anything that was a burden on me. It's just that Arizona and everybody else in a wheelchair would prefer to need less assistance.
And as you started doing your research into the wheelchairs and the things, to give the, people with disabilities the more independence, you saw that this was an underutilized market or whatever, I guess undersupplied with the different types of devices. You have another idea for a raincoat device, correct?
A rain cover, yes. Especially in electric wheelchairs, if the power box gets wet, if the control unit gets wet, it's $1,000 and the wheelchair is dead. So it's imperative that if you're waiting for the bus, if you want to go to a job, if you're going out, that you're able to protect yourself, protect that cover from the elements, and to be able to deploy it automatically without needing assistance.
Yeah.
So that's another product we have in the works.
And so why aren't people, building products for wheelchairs? Is it just there's just not enough people in wheelchairs, or what? I mean,
I wish I could answer that question for you, Jamie. I think it's just not a sexy business. And the people who are in this business are very medical, very sterile. It's a very non-sexy business. So they create whatever they can get reimbursed, and that's it.
You're in luck today because you're in here with an entrepreneur developer, Erica over here. Erica, what do you think of his idea and stuff?
This is. You say it's not a sexy business. I would disagree. In the few minutes that I've known you, you have a product that is needed worldwide. There is a tremendous market for it. It's easily explainable that there's a tremendous market to it. Secondly, you've got patents that says to the investor that it's something that you can make your own. And, I look at those two things right off the bat and I say, you know what, there's an investor that's going to see the big money. But also when you told me that you have a background in the military, you have a background in accounting, that tells me that the management team has what it takes to go the distance. And those are generally the three critical things that investors look at. Will the market be big enough? Will the team be good enough? And will the world buy the product so that they can make big money?
Now, is this product available on the market right now? I'm over at your website, lifeenablingtech.com. Can people pick these products up now on the marketplace?
They cannot at this moment. They can look at them and they can special order it, and I can have it manufactured. Right now, I don't have the capital for a big manufacturing run. The tray table they could pre-order, and I could get it made. The beautiful thing about both products is they're both left and right-handed, so you could put it on either side of the wheelchair. Right now, you couldn't order one, and I deliver it to you tomorrow.
Okay, so you're at the phase now where he needs capital, right, Erica?
Absolutely, and we'd be happy to help him. Raising capital starts with identifying how much capital you need, and I think that, I know a lot of people in the medical industry that would immediately look at this and say, this makes sense.
Now, you have a background in accounting, correct? And then how did you get to this point to where you're now a developer, an inventor, an entrepreneur? Tell me how you got to this. So take me through your entrepreneurial path, I guess.
Well, I was an accounting professor, Jamie, and really I got to know Arizona. And the best man at my wedding has a daughter with CP. So
CP, what's CP?
Cerebral palsy.
Okay.
So it's always been in the back of my mind, the issues that people face with disabilities. Well, I took a course through CareerSource called Startup Quest. And in Startup Quest, I learned about all the intellectual property that's sitting on the shelves of universities around the state and research institutions like NASA. So I actually went out in search of some intellectual property that I could get behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always thought that I'm not going to get behind something because I think it's a good idea. I'm going to get behind something because I have a passion for it and it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw these two products, I thought, okay, I know people who could be impacted by these products right away. And the fact that they were invented and just sitting on the shelves made me want to bring them to the market.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you see, Arizona has the tray table installed. And I tell you, every time I'm out with him, he uses it.
Right.
Whether it's for his drink, his cigar, his bourbon, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It gets used.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good. Now, when I installed it on his wheelchair, I saw problems. I still see problems. There are tweaks that I could make.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, don't worry about the problems.
Right.
I love this thing.
Yeah, so as soon as you put that out there, he immediately gravitated to the product, right? And
Absolutely.
So there is a demand out there for this, and it just amazed me this morning when I saw it, I was like, that hasn't been done before? And you were like, no. And so you now have a patent on the tray table, on the remote control backpack, and then you have other products, lined up for this. And I mean, really, if there's nobody, taking advantage of designing products for the wheelchairs, the sky's the limit with the different types of ideas you could make out of this company, correct?
That's the hope, Jamie. That's the hope. Listen, I went to the New Horizons Support Group meeting a few Thursdays ago, and everybody there who was in a wheelchair looked at the products and their mouth fell open. And the lady from Vocational Rehab said, we need that product.
Tell me about the New Horizons Support Group. I see this. Arizona gave me his card. So this is a support group for people with disabilities, and this is where you've pitched this product.
Let me give the microphone to Arizona and
yeah, go right ahead.
Well, New Horizons is a nonprofit organization that helps people with disabilities become more independent,
mm-hmm.
to live on your own, to do everything that you would do a different way.
Right.
We want to get people out of the house in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I started this 4 years ago because I see a lot of people who are not like me. They can't get out. They can't do this. That's not because they don't want to, but because they don't have the resources.
They don't have the resources.
So I give you the resources to get you out of the house.
Wow, so that's just an amazing, to hear that, there's so many people with disabilities out there, but people aren't supplying the products to assist them, and that's where your company, Life Enabling Technologies, is starting to get some traction then, right?
If there's one thing I've learned, it's not to judge a book by its cover. I mean, people overlook people because of the way they look or the perceived disability they have. You look at Arizona and somebody might overlook Arizona. There's nothing wrong with what's between Arizona's ears. He's very smart. He's very savvy. He's very witty. There was another lady at his support group meeting who was in a wheelchair who, again, had a hard time understanding. She has a master's degree from USF.
Right.
Now, people will overlook that. All they see is the disability. What we want to do is make it so that what you see is the ability. And that's what's important. That's what Arizona fights for. That's what New Horizons fights for, and that's what Life Enabling is hoping to enhance.
Right.
People's abilities.
Right. And how difficult was it to get the patents on these? Take me through the patent process a little.
Well, I actually didn't file the patents. The university filed the patents, and I licensed the patents from the university.
All right. And Erica, what type of value does that add to a business when an entrepreneur has patents on an idea? Because a lot of times people will come to an investor and they don't have a patent, really, right?
Yeah, patents are incredibly important, especially when you have inventions. And having a strong patent it makes the value of that patent even more important. When you're doing evaluation, there's different matrices that you can use to come up with a value, but just a simple matrix is one patent equals $1 million in valuation. So that takes his value up substantially. And again, it depends on what the product is, but it's very important that you want to have that.
I like that information. I'm going to use that number.
There you go. I think this was just a chance meeting, and for people that are listening, we did not plan to pair these two people together. So I think just things work in mysterious ways sometimes. I think this is a good opportunity for you.
What you have to think of, a patent is a legal license to have a mini monopoly. Okay, so generally patents last for 21 years and 20 years plus one. So if you have that monopoly, how big is your market?
Well, if I go worldwide, my market's pretty big.
I agree with you. That's why I think your deal is very sexy.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I think something will come out of this with Stuart here. Got to take a quick break, but we're talking with Stuart Pennock. He is the president of Life Enabling Technologies. You can learn more about them and their company over at lifeenablingtech.com. And also, Erica Drake is in studio with us. She is the founder and CEO of Maverick Entrepreneurs. Learn more about her and her course over at maverickentrepreneurs.com. And you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. Police are clearing a crash along eastbound 102nd Avenue North, just east of Seminole Boulevard. That was blocking a couple lanes. Very slow traffic through there. Also, Veterans Expressway, very slow. Before Wilski to pass Waters, northbound 275, it's very slow from the Howard Franklin Bridge to Memorial Highway. And southbound 275, very slow through downtown Tampa due to a crash off to the right-hand side right around Ashley. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham, Son, and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor. Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Today, scattered storms, then a 50% afternoon rain chance with a high 89. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Tomorrow, a 40% chance of rain, high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the show, That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings, 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, a show about business owners, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional communities. I invite you to connect with me on all the different social networking sites. I'm pretty much all over social media. You can find me on Twitter at Jamie_Maloney and Facebook.com/That Business Show. Currently talk with Stuart Pennock. He is the president of Life Life Enabling Technologies, and learn more about them and their company at the website lifeenablingtech.com. And this company, I mean, it's just revolutionary. You know, the foresight that you have here with these products for wheelchairs. I mean, something as simple as this tray table and the backpack, you know, that swings around to the front via a remote control, and that these products were not already in use for, you know, people with disabilities and stuff. So what the problem that you're solving is amazing, and it just amazes me that it hadn't been done before. And now you are targeting, veterans, people from the military, because you yourself was a service member, correct?
Yeah, I spent 5.5 years in the U.S. Navy as an electrician, and you know, if anybody deserves to have these products in front of them and to be given back any ability that they've lost. It's the people who have defended this country and find themselves disabled because of, you know, something that happened overseas or while defending this country. So the first people I try to reach out to are the VA and vocational rehab, trying to get these products in the hands of people who, with these products, could make a difference in their lives. Would it be easier to maintain a job, easier to go to school? Jamie, let me ask you a question. When you think of accommodations for somebody in a wheelchair, what do you think of?
Accommodations in what sense? You talking about
accommodations at a stadium, accommodations at the arena,
ramp, just a ramp
and a space.
Yeah, ramp and a space. Yeah, exactly.
A ramp and a space. So where does that person put the program? Where do they put a soda, a hot dog? Nowhere. There's no table there. There's no cup holder there. It's a ramp and a space. So at least now, if Arizona goes to a football game, he'll go up the ramp and he'll take out his table. That's where he'll put his soda. Right. And if he has a program, it'll be in his backpack, which he can operate and bring around to the side of his wheelchair to access and look at. Before now, it was either he brought somebody with him, or he didn't use those things.
Right. That's incredible. I mean, it's just amazing. Now, how is the university involved with the development? You mentioned the university a couple times. I want to clear that up. How's
the USF actually invented, a professor at USF invented these products and designed these products.
Okay.
And then these products were patented by the university. I, as a separate entity, came in and am licensing these products from the university. So I will have the exclusive license on these patents to produce, to market, and sell these products.
Okay. And so if people, I asked you this in the last segment, everything, they're not ready for, you know, mass production, but if somebody, you know, is listening to the show today and they really want to get one of these products, I mean, can they contact you and get this, get something?
Absolutely. They can contact me via the website or the contact information they'll find on the website. Contact us on there and let me know what they want or if they want to see it, and I'll bring it to them to show it to them, and I will start a run to get one made for them, right-handed or left-handed.
And how long does it typically take to get, you know, the retractable tray table put onto a wheelchair?
6 to 8 weeks probably in the production time, and about a half an hour to 45 minutes to get it installed.
Okay, and then the backpack, how does that work?
About the same time, maybe a little bit longer. We're not at the stage with the backpack retriever that we are with the tray table. We're still working on prototype number 1. That's slated for Arizona's wheelchair.
Right.
And then prototype number 2 will be available shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and then the next product you said is going to be a raincoat of some sort?
Some automatic rain cover.
Cover, right?
If you just imagine yourself sitting at a bus stop in a wheelchair waiting for transportation that you have to schedule, and it starts to rain, which we live in Tampa. We know that happens.
Right.
At the drop of a dime, it can start to rain. You want to be able to deploy a rain cover to protect the sensitive parts of your wheelchair and yourself.
Right. So obviously, Eric, I see a need for him to brand around just, you know, wheelchairs and things of that nature, because he needs, when I think of wheelchairs, I don't think of any brand or anything comes to mind. So I think part of what he needs to focus on is, you know, creating some type of association between him and disabilities or wheelchairs. What do you think?
Absolutely, and that's part of the whole business plan. What is your brand going to be? And going back to what we were talking about with the valuation, a brand has value, and creating that name every time you do marketing, just like you are right now on the radio, it is creating value to your company so that people get to know your brand. I loved when you said that you are looking to enable people. And to me, that immediately enabling the disabled is just, that's what you're doing in a nutshell. You're giving them the independence that they wouldn't have before. again, that goes back to the value of your company. And as you bring it nationwide and hopefully worldwide, everyone will see that brand and they'll associate it with value and with all the good things that you're doing with your company.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like, Erica, one of the things that's important to me is getting somebody involved, whether it's an investor or a partner, who sees the vision of the company, not the profitability, not the profit potential, but sees the vision of this helping people who need help and enabling, like you said, the disabled. I don't want somebody to write me a check, sit back, and wait for profits to roll in. I want somebody who's engaged, who knows what these products can do for people and is passionate about helping people.
And I think you told me when we were talking before the show that was one of the areas that was turning you off a little bit in the capital raising spaces. You didn't want to kind of get in with the business guys or the investors out there because they're just so concerned with profitability, right?
Exactly. I want somebody who sees the vision, shares the vision, and is passionate about it, not somebody who's just looking at the numbers. As an accountant, I know the numbers. I can look at the numbers and I can preach the numbers and I can sell the numbers. But I want somebody who sees the vision, who sees the people behind the numbers.
Erica, do those types of investors exist?
Absolutely. Investors generally invest in a certain vertical. And it's a vertical meaning they do all real estate, they do technology, they do medical, they do mining, whatever the industry is. And it's because they know that industry and because they're passionate about that industry. I get entrepreneurs that say, I don't want a shark. I want a nice investor. Investors are people. You got to find the right investor. And you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. It is when you bring in an investor, it's like getting married to somebody for the next 5 to 10 years. So there has to be some sort of synergy between you and that investor. You need to trust them. They need to trust you. And especially when you're in a privately held company, because, you will be communicating with them on a monthly, a weekly basis. It might be annually. It just depends on how much money you're raising in that relationship that you're looking at. So to be able to find an investor that's passionate about it, think of the population. What percentage of the population is in wheelchairs? That there's just as many investors that are in wheelchairs that might be your ideal person that you're looking for. But if you don't ask for the money, you don't get it.
Don't ask, you don't get. Yeah. Go ahead.
The main thing is about this table and the bank is to make people more independent.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. And the reason he got involved because he has passion about what he does.
Yeah, well, we got
it. A passion, love for what you do.
Yep, we got to end it right there. That's Arizona Jenkins. He's the founder and president of New Horizons Support Group. He's the one in the wheelchair with the products today on behalf of Stuart Pinnock, president of Life Enabling Technologies. Stuart and also Erica, great show today. Thank you very much for the information and the interviews.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
Have a great day, everybody. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.